Listen, y'all. You know his name. If you don't know his face at the end of this interview, you will. One of the hottest DJs in LA, DJ Swanzy.
We here.
Yeah.
How you doing, my brother? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, bro?
Good. Well, alive. Blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Can't complain. Yep.
There we go.
That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I got the man here. How you doing?
Man, I'm feeling blessed. I'm alive. I'm just blessed to wake up every day and do what I love. You know what I'm saying? Can't complain.
Right.
That's all. That's it.
You? I'm about to get the DJ Swanzy experience.
The experience is here. I'm here, right?
There you go. I'm good, bro. I'm good. It's another day, another dollar.
Right.
What I'm saying? Doing what I enjoy to do.
Right.
So we're gonna talk about it. But before we get into the experience, before we get into the nightlife, the traveling, the music, you feel me? The goods.
Yeah.
How did it all start? You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. It started in the Inland Empire. The IE.
Yeah. We got far though. We got far from it.
It's ironic because it started in the IE, right? Sophomore year in high school, right? Just a kid. My cousin used to be a DJ. He used to DJ for UCR and stuff. So he had the turntables and stuff. And it's crazy. I was getting a haircut at my barber. And I just told him, like, I want to be a DJ. One of his follow friends had like DJ equipment, but he was selling it.
Yeah.
So at the time, like, I didn't have no money or nothing, but I had that's when Wii and the Wii controller and all that games was popular.
Yeah.
So I told my barber about it. He's like, yeah, I got a guy, like, he's selling his stuff anyway, so I'm gonna hit him up. He hit him up. I connected with him. I said, hey, bro, I don't got the bread, but I got my weed. Like, you can hold it, and then when I get the rest of the bread, like, I'll give it to you. So then I got a Newmark Mix Track Pro.
Okay.
That was my first ever controller, Newmark Mix Track Pro. And, in the beginning, if you're a DJ, we were DJing on Virtual DJ. We wasn't even DJing on Serato, so it was like a laptop.
Retro DJ? It's
like another DJ software. It's like a beginner software, but it was Mix Track Pro with Virtual DJ. We were doing and in the IE was a party called the Barnyard. One of the parties, it's like a legendary party in the IE.
And it was like a weekly thing?
Nah, it was one party we threw. It was just like in high school we threw it. It was like my homegirl, she had a barnyard.
Yeah.
So it was like horses and you know what I'm saying. So we really just called the party the Barnyard.
Yeah.
And that party was probably the most craziest, littest party I ever did, and like that's when it all started, like from the Barnyard, and then from there it just
took off.
So
the Wii was like the collateral, basically.
The Wii was the collateral to start, yeah. The Wii was the collateral. He held my Wii. I had the Mix Track Pro. Had like 2 small speakers, and yeah, we were just mixing off virtual DJ, and that's how it started. Like really.
So okay, I've never been to a barnyard, but I'm thinking of animals. I'm thinking of how y'all make that happen?
Like she had like a barnyard with all the animals, but then she had like a room, right, that was like big, where like all the animals used to stay in when it used to rain and stuff. So like her dad and they cleared everything out of that barn, like the room.
Yeah.
Let all the animals and stuff outside, and we threw the party in there. We had speakers. We threw the party in here. It was back in the day when parties were actually fun, when people were dancing, the slow grinding, all those things.
On the floors.
So Barnyard 1 was crazy. It was a success. It was such a success that Barnyard 2 was so crazy. The cops showed up to the house before the party started, and like, I can't throw this party. Like, it's getting around. That's when we used to like throw parties on notes. When you used to type the party information on the notepads and whatever.
And that was like the little flyer.
Yeah, that was a flyer at the time. So we used to do that. So when we heard the party was about to start, when we heard the party was about to get canceled, my homegirl, she just moved out of her house, so the house was vacant, right? She's like, y'all can just throw the Barnyard part 2 of my party. Everybody rushed to the second house, but the party lasted literally 30 minutes. I promise you, 30 minutes. So everybody rushed to the vacant house, and it was like the most littest 30 minutes of like party. Like it was crazy.
And it was packed.
It was packed. Most littest 30 minutes of the party, and then after 30 minutes, like, I swear to God, we put the DJ stuff in there. We started DJing 30 minutes. It was so lit in there. Everybody was dancing. Then cops came. Shut down. And then we tried to do a Barnyard Part 3, but it was just like the cops just kept messing with us. So it was just like, all right, we'll just take a break for a little bit.
And at that time, you was already experienced with DJing, or you was still trying to get your feet wet?
I was just trying to get my feet wet. I was doing, I was on the Mix Track Pro, you know what I'm saying? Just DJing like that. So it was just like, we were just starting out. But that was the first party that really took off. And then from there, after, high school, I went to college. I actually moved from the IE and went to college at Cal State University, Channel Islands, which is in Ventura County.
Okay.
So it's like a small college, you know, Cal State. So I moved out there actually, and I started DJing in college as well. But while I was DJing in college, it's kind of funny because I used to come out to LA and open up for Bugsy, actually, all the Bugsy parties that he used to throw with Sean Kenny, all of them.
Okay.
So Bugsy used to throw, like, it's crazy because when I was coming up, Bugsy had all the craziest parties in the IE. Like, whenever you heard Bugsy's name, it would be like, oh, we're going. Like, you know, he had all the Max Squad, you know, all that shit. It was crazy. So whenever he throw a party, Bugsy would just hit me like, yo, come DJ, like, woo, woo. So I feel like that's also how I came in the LA scene too, as far as like getting my name out there, because he'll throw all the lit parties. Nobody knew who I was. I was just like kind of like the opener and building my name up, and then kind of meeting everybody in the scene. So shout out to Bugsy. He always used to put me on the opening set. You know what I'm saying? So I used to just come in there, like do my shit, like, you know, and I didn't even have my DJ tag yet for what we know what it is today, which is the Swanzy tag. It was just like some regular DJ tag, like DJ Swanzy, like on
that tag is what. Like when y'all mixing and stuff, that's
when you play, like your DJ tag, like what people hear. So it was just, I had a regular tag. I was doing all the parties. So I was driving from Ventura County to LA whenever, you know, Bugsy had a party or whatever, there was a party. I'll go to LA, and, you know, I wasn't even like 21 yet. So I was doing all the house parties, all the, you know, warehouse parties, all the things that we used to do, everything. So I would always make sure I make the drive and then drive back to Ventura for college, you know. So go to Ventura for college, drive to LA, drive back.
Come back.
So I was doing that back and forth, building my name. And then when I turned 21, that's when I was also DJing in my college too. So when I turned 21, that's when I got into Playhouse. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and it took off from there.
Yeah, I mean, 21, I started at Playhouse. I started as a promoter. I wasn't even a DJ. I was a promoter. You know, I was just excited to bring girls to the club.
Girls to the club.
Bring girls to the club. To have fun. So it started from there. Shout out to Twan. Twan brought me in. And we started from Playhouse from scratch. I was bringing girls, and then slowly worked my way to DJing upstairs. They had an upstairs, a second level. I think a lot of people don't even know there was a second level, but there was a second level that I used to do. Staircase upstairs. So I used to do all the parties up there, even if it went slow or not. I was just up there. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna work my way up. So it went from upstairs, then it went to downstairs, opening DJ downstairs. Then it went to mid set. Then it went to the closing set. So I think I had my first closing set. I like 22 years old.
Damn,
it's crazy.
Early.
I was working
it's
hard.
It's funny going back to Bugsy.
Yeah.
We used to like carry
all the stuff.
DJ equipment. It was like a big speaker. We'll pack the truck.
Trust me.
We'll have all it was funny. We'll have like 4 different speakers. It'll be a big, I don't know what the big boom. Oh, it's an amp.
Oh, man.
Okay, so we'll have that was my seat during the parties. You know what I'm saying? So until I like came out of my shell, I'll sit on there. We'll prop the different speakers. It was funny. So in between that time from Ventura to LA, how did you master your craft?
I would just, you know, it's crazy. I don't think I told a lot of people this, but while I was in, you know, the clubs and stuff, and, you know, obviously there were certain DJs that obviously, you know, I was looking up to or like listening to because they were at the top of the totem pole that I wanted to be at, right? So it's like, who is closing? Who's the main DJ that's going to be at this club? So what I would used to do, how I used to master my craft is I would go in the club, I'll do my little set upstairs, you know, the club open at 10:30. I'll DJ all the way to like, you know, 12:30, 12:45, 1 o'clock. That's when the upstairs would be like kind of like a wrap because it's like, you know, go downstairs.
Everybody, that's when it's gonna get that.
So what I used to do is I'll be in the club and I will voice memo record the main DJ set. You know, I'll still be partying, but like my phone will be in my pocket.
Okay.
So I will record their whole entire set.
And this is the closer.
This is the closer.
Gotcha.
So on my drive home back to Ventura, I'll play it back. I'll play it back. So I would do that every single time I was out in LA. It'll be a different DJ every time. To Vision, to Charisma, to Efiji, to Sean Mack, you know, all the people that was coming across the board, I would record all the stuff. So I'll record it when I'm driving back home and I'm driving back to LA, or when I'm in the shower, I'll play it back. But then each time I'll just pick different elements of different things from each person in the study. You know what I'm saying? And then that's how I was like, okay, they're doing this, they're doing that. Okay, why, you know? So just to build myself up. So once I started putting the things together, and I'll practice on those things at home. like scratching and different things. So I practiced on those things at home, and then, you know, slowly as it was building up, and then music selection, what to play, what not to play, because it's different being an opener, different being a mid-set DJ, and different being a closer. You know,
so it's three different. I don't want to say DJs, but
levels. It's levels. So like, obviously the opener, it's just like opener is like the setup. You have to make sure the club is warm, like keep everybody warm. And the mid-set guys like, okay, the club is warm now get everybody into it, and then the closer just comes and just slam dunks it. You know what I'm saying?
So how can you decide what music to play? Because obviously the closer, he's during prime time, I'm assuming.
Correct? So the closer kind of like plays all the new stuff, like all the new hot stuff. Everything that's new, what people want to hear. You know, the opener kind of plays like all the old throwback music, like, you know what I'm saying? That's like people also remember from like high school and stuff. The mid-set is kind of in between. Like, you can still play some new stuff, but don't go too deep into the new stuff, because then you're gonna burn the closer. Because when the closer come on and you already played the stuff, and it's not even, there's a time and a peak of club hours where when everybody reaches that, like, litness. You know, litness. So it's like it's go time, and you feel it, you know. But if a mid-set guy just kind of burns that time when it's time to play a certain records at that time, it's just like it's gone, like the momentum is gone. And you could do it again. I'm like, people could do it again. It just, you got to do it again with a different momentum when you come and swing. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's what makes the closer different, because he, even if the mid-set does something that's like, damn, like he kind of burned me, or you could come in a different way and like bring the record in a different way. You could talk on the mic. You could bring the different record in. Like, it's a whole different way. But you have to study how to do that in order to master the craft to do it, even if, you know, you get like burnt or anything like that. So,
I mean, we all have influences. So I heard you say a few names. Who's your influences coming up in the game?
I ain't gonna lie, coming up, I was looking at, like, because I'm from Africa. So I came here when I was 10 years old, right? So I don't think a lot of people know that. I came when I was 10 years old. So everything of music I had to learn in America. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Damn. That's what people don't understand. Every music, every genre, every song I had to learn. I didn't come here and knew who all these artists were, or all these throwback music were, or how everything was popping. I literally had to learn from every gig, you know what I'm saying? What was hot.
Right.
So it was like, I listened, I knew what people were playing, I downloaded it, studied it. So every song I've ever heard from when I started DJing, like, it's learned, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of like, you know, built up. But I was coming up, you know, in the 2000s, like 10 era, like Mustard was coming up, YG was coming up, you know, Ty Dolla $ign, New Boys, the Jerkin era.
That's the goal.
So it's like, that's when I started. So I say Mustard, obviously, you know, I fuck with Mustard heavy. His sound, that's what I came up in the LA culture, West Coast, you know, obviously. Then I had to learn about, you know, the back culture of hip hop of the West Coast, like Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube.
So you really had to do like study. You had
exactly. Like, I didn't know nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes when I DJ and certain people ask me for certain records and I don't know, like sometimes they give me, how you not know? Like,
as a DJ, like that's your
like,
job.
Bro, like I don't know, because like, y'all grew up here, and maybe your grandma was playing it when you was a baby, you was a kid, and you know, you was listening, and you know these records, but I was born in Africa. I'm listening to African music when I was coming up, you know what I'm saying? So it's a whole different world. So sometimes I explain, look, everything I learned it by myself. So it's kind of like cool where I'm at now, where I know all these things, you know? It's kind of dope.
What part of Africa are you from?
Ghana.
You know, it's crazy. My pops is from Lagos.
Oh, Lagos, Nigeria?
Yeah. I was born out here. He was born out there, came out here, high school, and went to college, and so forth and so forth.
That's fire. Yeah, I mean, African people, we always connect, you know, it's like...
You feel me? You know right away. You know, women, like, outside, or just people in general, like, they'll ask, like, are you African? Yeah, how can you know? You know what I'm saying? Tell. Obviously, if I'm not suited and booted, I don't know unless a person really got accent or something like that.
It's crazy because a lot of people don't know I'm African unless I tell them I'm African, because they're like, you don't have no accent.
Yeah, I would have never thought it.
Yeah, because when I came here when I was so young, so like obviously learning the English language as a young, you know, adolescent, I kind of like grew up like just with everybody. I was speaking more English throughout my whole way through, you know, the culture. Like, I wasn't really speaking African. I was only speaking back at home. So if you're not speaking the language so much at home and you're going to school every day and you're talking to your friends in English, over the course of the years, like, you're going to adapt to it,
Are you fluent?
Yeah. I know how to speak my language still though. I know I could, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can have a full convo.
Yeah, I could have a full conversation. I know what you're gonna. If you yell at me, I know everything. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I lost it, but it's still there. So.
Are both your parents from Africa?
Yeah, both of my parents from Africa. Yeah.
So was there ever like a distinguish or like a stigma because you want to do something else?
Yeah, always. You know how African parents are. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to be a doctor, a lawyer. So even to this day, you know, it's kind of like, you know, chasing your dream. Is, you know, I tell my parents all the time, like, at first it was kind of like, what are you doing? You know, what is this?
That's not gonna bring you money.
That's
or
not
something
gonna bring
like
you money. And then over time, as you know, things progresses and they see the progress, they kind of like, let's leave you alone.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what you're doing.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. I've been out the house since like I went to college. Like I haven't been back home since. You know.
Right.
So from 18 to college to now where I'm at, like I've been out the house for that long. Like.
And they understand.
You gotta think about it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So it's like I came here at 10, moved out at 18, went to college, and I haven't been home since. You know. So it's like. For them, it's like they always want me home. You know, African parents, they want you home, but I'm like, I'm doing my thing out here. Like,
there's no point.
There's no point. I'm not gonna stop. So, if I want to go home, I go home. But I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
I feel you.
Yeah.
As we keep pressing forward, though, music.
Okay.
We can take it back to from 2018,
right,
a little bit to now.
Okay.
You just dropped a new single.
Right.
As a DJ, give us the whole ideation of that. How does that work from the start all the way to the finishing touches? When you're putting your tag on a song or creating a song, how does that work from a DJ's perspective?
You could collab. You know, there's producers. You could collab with producers. You know, as DJ Khaled does his thing. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a DJ Khaled perspective of like dropping music from a DJ perspective. It's kind of the same formula. It's collaboration and executive producing and things like that of that nature because we all love music, right?
Right.
So you, as a DJ, you kind of have an ear for music and you could kind of navigate towards what sounds you want to hear, you know? Okay. And I think even with my new single as a, you know, African, I was like, okay, let me see what an Afrobeat record would sound like because I already know I grew up in that culture.
Got you.
I know how, you know, it's supposed to be made. And then obviously finding the right artist to be on the songs to make it what it's supposed to be because you could get any artist, you know what I'm saying? But you have to find the right artist.
Make a call, right.
It's you have to find the right artist, the sound, to make the record, you know, timeless, you know, and I feel like that's what I always focus on. I'm like, okay, we have the production, who can I put on this record? And you have to like, sit down, jot down some information about the artist. You have to know the artist's craft, you know, how they deliver, you know, how they rap, you know, a whole bunch of different things go into it to making a record, you know, the beats, you know, the sound, everything, you know, there's so many different like parts of music, you know what I'm saying? It's like when it all comes together, it sounds good, but there's like a chop and the highs and low. Like even when people create music, like watching people create music, they'll lay down the first foundation of like the voice, and then they'll go back into the booth and add like a backdrop and ad libs, and like you don't hear those things behind the song, right? But like it's one masterpiece things that make the record go. So it's a whole thing, you know what I'm saying?
It's funny, I've always been intrigued
with
the process.
Yeah, the process.
And obviously I like the finishing touches because I love music just
everybody
like the next
wants
person.
That,
but I remember I was talking to Khalil Simplest, an artist, and I was asking him how he made certain stuff come in, how he made his voice sound certain way, you know what I mean?
Like so reverb, auto-tone, like, you know,
exactly.
Pitch. It's a whole lot of different, and you know, sitting down with the engineer, you know, and just discussing like you want this to be higher, the pitch to be lower, put some reverb on here, some auto-tune here, turn this down. So you gotta like kind of know, you know, and it's sometimes when you have the artist in there with you, it kind of helps, you know, because you guys, you're collaborating as an art. You gotta collaborate. So that's just how you make, you know, that comes out. Yeah.
Speaking of artists, I saw the same person on Another You is the same guy from 2018. Is it Roller Coaster?
Roller Coaster, yeah.
How do you pronounce his name?
December.
Okay, see, I didn't know if he was breaking it
It's
up.
his birthday today, too. Happy birthday, December.
Shout out here, bro.
Yeah, December, you feel me?
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So is that like one of your artists? Or?
Yeah, like I've known December actually since I was young, you know. He still goes by Frio. Yeah, he's very talented, man. I was listening. Yeah, I was listening to music. I've been listening to his music for quite some time. He's one of the ones. His pen is crazy. He just has a great sound, and
his sound is dope.
Yeah, his sound is crazy. And I think a lot of people are really sleeping on the kid right now, but he's that guy. You know, his music is always like he got great hooks, melodies, everything. Like he got it all. Like he's really one of them ones. But yeah, I've known him for some time, and so I just hit him like 2018. I was just like, man, I need to put a record out. You know, GA thing is cool. I'm like, I need a record. So we had this, you know, production, and we called it Roller Coaster. So he laid down the foundation. I actually hit up an artist named LA. I used to listen to LA, so like R&B vibe.
Right.
So R&B brother too. I hit up LA. I hit up LA, and I was like, you know, yeah, LA, I need you on this record, feature. You know, LA got on the record, and then we just laid it down. But that was kind of like my first song that I did, and it's a great record.
That's
right?
A smooth cut.
It's a great record. But I think like even from my second record I just put out, I learned so much from that first record.
And you see the differences.
You see the difference. Like you can really see the growth, like in the difference of those two records. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's like with everything. It's like time, and then also building and understanding the process. I think a lot of people shy away from the process. And I was actually talking to one of my managers yesterday. I'm like, bro, you got to understand, like, everything we're doing right now, it's about the process. We 100%. We know where we need to be at the end goal. We know where we're going, but we have to really love the process, because when we get to our destination,
you're gonna appreciate it way more.
And we look back, and I always hear stories. People always talk about things like when you get to that success level and where you want to be, and you remember the times where it wasn't what it was,
100%.
You're like, man, I miss those days, because those were the times when I was really like grinding, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like even throughout the times as I'm hustling, I'm just like, yo, every day I just make sure I take every day one day at a time, and I do what I'm supposed to do, and I'm just like, you know, enjoying each process each day, because I know it's gonna get better. It's gonna come wherever I'm going.
It's gonna be a light somewhere.
Yeah, it's gonna be a light. So like I'm gonna get there, but as long as I'm doing something every day, even if it's one thing a day, even if it's two things a day, that I just put my mind to and do, with time, as you can see, even with the song, the music, with this one, and you know, we have another one coming up next year. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna load it up. Like, it's gonna keep coming, and over time, people gonna be like, yo, that's crazy. So, you know, the success is gonna speak for itself, and you just gotta put in the work. That's it.
Speaking of the grind, speaking of success and the hustle, I think there's low lights to every industry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People don't see what really goes into a day-to-day process. But as a DJ, we see y'all at the club. We see y'all at the day parties. You know what I mean?
It's lit.
What are the low lights of being a DJ? And obviously the pros that come with it too.
The lows, like it's a lot of politics, you know, in the industry.
In terms of like trying to get in somewhere, like trying to
get in, trying to get on. It's a lot of politics. So it's really networking. That's the main key, and that's a lot of low. Like, you could be a fantastic DJ. Like, you could be amazing. You could be a turntablist, scratch. You know, like, it's really about who you know. That's really all it is. And it's like I'm sorry to shy that away from like, okay, the actual art of DJing, but in the industry that we're in, it's really just political. I mean, that's everywhere though, but it's like just networking connections and, you know, building yourself up, making sure your name is, you know, your name stands on a good ground, and people actually like you and, you know, mess with you and want to bring you to their venue, and you know. When you show love, you receive it. So that's like probably like the low, just the politics and all the stuff that you have to deal with. But when you overcome those situations, like when you learn the game, you know,
real talk, real shit.
When you learn the game, you're able to make get in, weave in and out. You know, it's a lot of things that I used to do back then when I used to like watch certain people and they move, and I used to be like, okay, like I'm the type of person, like I'm always gonna go for it, because why not?
Why not?
Why not? Why would I go for it? Like, what do I have to lose? The only thing I'm gonna have to lose is somebody telling me no, right? Facts. And that's it. If somebody tells me no, that's fine. I'll accept it, but you're gonna see me again. And I'm the person that's always gonna be persistent. I'm gonna come to your face 100 times till you say yes. Because if I'm bugging you about something in a situation, like let's say I want to get in your club, right? And you see me one time, let's say month 1, January, I'm in here, like, yo, I want to get in your club. You're like, okay, we'll figure something out. I'll wait like a couple months, like on another month, I'll come again, like month 2, month 3, month 4. by the 6 months,
you gonna have to let me in.
You gotta have to let me in. And once I'm in and I built that relationship, I'm in for life.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So
that's
the energy like I kind of like bring to the table with everything I do. Is my persistence is always gonna be key to my success, because I feel like I can't stop trying, especially if I want to get somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I have the tunnel vision. I need to get to that destination. But I mean, you're gonna get a couple no's. It's part of the process. You're supposed to accept it, and then when you actually get in there, you're like, okay, cool, I made it. It happened.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, the lows, but like the highs is just basically like, you know, being outside.
Get outside,
having
fun, yeah.
Drinking the bottles, and then obviously if you have a great set, if your set is good and everybody's rocking and the crowd is going crazy, it's like it's a different feeling, man. It feels good, and then that's what we're trying to do too. Like we help people, you know, get out their problems, make them feel good, and escape whatever, you know, things they're dealing with. So it's kind of cool when you see everybody just having a good time and enjoying music that you are solely playing. So it gives you kind of like, you know, when you work out, the dopamine feeling of like,
you feeling better,
feeling good. So that's just like, it's like, you know, I feel like we doctors in the music things, because we heal. You know, music heals a lot of things. When people are sad, they listen to music. When people are happy, they listen to people. When you're motivated, you listen to music. So for us to be curators and to be able to tap into people's mind, because I feel like music is also a frequency, you know, and to be able to find the right frequency to attach to a person or people in a room is like totally amazing.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So
and y'all kind of like build a foundation for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like shit starts with the DJ. I remember I went to a club, I'm not going to say which club, not too long ago, but he couldn't get us going. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, it really starts with you guys.
You got to get them going. And that's another thing about also knowing, like, just like the studying part of, because anybody could go press play and just DJ, but also knowing the crowd, knowing what type of music they're in, knowing 100%. Who is in the room. If it's like some Latinos in the room, some Black, some African people in the room, some, you know, people from overseas. Like, it's just, music is universal, so you just have to know. And when you look at the crowd and you peep what's in there, you know,
that's how you dictate the flow.
Exactly. And then sometimes people just go up, like they want to have a good time, you know. So that's really with the DJ and the music. Like it's fun. It's a great job. Like, you know, I love it. You know, and so that's why
bro. It's what you do.
It's what I do. So and now we're moving towards the music side and trying to see what that could do for us.
And you got plans coming with it?
Yeah, we got plans coming there. I just recorded a remix to my single, the one I just dropped. I just did a remix with another LA artist.
Okay.
That's gonna drop in January. So I hope you guys stay tuned.
So that's another You Part 2?
Another You Part 2.
Yeah. Okay. We got the exclusive right here.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Like, and that's just like building the tempo, like one step, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, 1 foot in, like. This baby step, like you said, you build it brick by brick, you know what I'm saying? So once it's all said and done, and you know we have a great catalog, it's like, okay, cool, like at least you did something, you know? That's one thing too. I tell people, like, just do it. I think the problem with people is like when they want to do certain things, it's hard for them to start. But it's just like, bro, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. And then once
if you don't, it's
not even if you don't, just do it. I tell people like, oh, you say you want to do this and that, you talk about it so much, just do it. Just start, you know? Mm-hmm. Like I'm like that, and that's my mentality now too. Is like I want to try everything.
Okay.
Music or not, I want to try everything, whether I fail or not at it. Whether I fail or not at it, at least I know I tried. You know what I'm saying? So that's the 100% part about it. Too.
That's where I'm at 2023 too. Just go for the gusto.
Yeah.
But the experience, give me the Swanzy experience, bro. I didn't see you in AZ turning stuff up. I didn't see you moving and shaking. What is the Swanzy experience?
The Swanzy experience is really just about having a good time. You know, being with the right people, having a good time. Everybody just having like a ball and just like forgetting about like your problems and being surrounded by good people, and it makes you just feel good, you know. And when I do the Swan experience, obviously I have a whole bunch of girls with me. Like, who doesn't want to have girls with me? I'm a DJ. You know what I'm saying? And the people that come party with me, like my friends or my clients, like, you know, pop bottles, like, you know, I tell them, look, we're going to have the Swan experience tonight because, you know, they want to be surrounded by people, and what I mean by people, they want to be surrounded by love.
Energy.
You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah.
They want to be surrounded by
Energy, dog.
love, good energy, and I think, like I said, like frequency, the energy is what travels. So when I'm walking in the club with 30 girls, you know what I'm saying, and I got my people with me, and we all in the same section, and the music is flowing, and we drinking, and
It's a good night,
we feel like, you know,
it's
like,
a good night,
we feel
dog.
like we just, you know, that's the experience, you know, and I'll be like, damn, what a night, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's happy, and we're finding the after move, the plots. By the time the night is over, everybody's like, wow, like, we need to do that again. We need to keep going. We need to keep going. Like, when we doing to have another Swan experience?
Yeah.
I'm like, I got you. Like, but it has to be like at the right setting, the right place, and the right time, the right vibe.
Sure.
So sometimes when people try to like mess up my Swan experience, I'm like, you're not gonna mess up my experience. Like, this is what I want, and I tell people like, it's not gonna happen this way unless we get X, Y, and Z.
Fact.
You know, and usually when it does happen, it's a movie.
I've been to different states.
Yeah.
And, you know, enjoyed my time there.
Yeah.
The LA scene is different in my eyes now.
Man, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
100%.
it's taken a transition over the couple years. What would you
Yeah.
say it's like now? And not comparing it to other states, just
Yeah, it's different. In the terms of like, you know, Los Angeles is just like a crowded place. It's I say it's boring
okay.
because it's boring in a certain aspect. Like, there's people that want to, like, everybody wants to be bougie and fake and, you know, just stand around and be too cool to dance and just,
Pretend
you know,
like
watch
they-
each other do the bottle shows.
Right.
And, you know, which is cool. Like, we get it, you got money. But the whole, like, I was talking to my friend about it. The whole part about people going outside is to go out and have fun.
Bible.
That's the only reason why you're stepping outside. You want to go out and party, have a good time, maybe meet a girl, get a number, create a new relationship, new friendship, new network. Like, you're going
100%.
out for a reason. But like, LA is just kind of like dull. Like, it's like, okay, cool, I see you, cool, hey, like, you know.
Everybody like in defense mode or
Defense
trying to
mode.
up the next person.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, it's not. And you know, in my terms, when I try to DJ, I try to get everybody out of that zone.
Facts.
So I try to use music to get everybody out that zone. Like,
100%.
sometimes, like, I'm the one that, like, if you're standing still, like, I'll stop the music and I'll call you out.
Call you out on the mic?
Like, yo, like, I see y'all sitting down over there. I need y'all to get up. I need y'all to get up. We came here to party. If you're not partying, you can leave. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Straight like
I came
that,
here to,
huh?
I came here to have a good time. You know, so you when you point people out like that, they're gonna get up. You know, they're gonna start partying. And you throw the record on, they start, you know, having a good time. Next thing you know, everything drops and, like, they loosen up a little bit.
Facts.
You know,
They get
So,
that monkey off their back.
you get the monkey off the back, so they start partying and stuff. So, but I feel like, you know, in terms of other different places, like, especially with like Atlanta and Houston,
They look out for each other too.
they look out for each other too, and it's just a different atmosphere. You know, I love LA though. Don't get me wrong, I love the city, but even in like overseas, like in Italy and stuff, like the baddest women are dancing, bro. Like, they're dancing.
Not being bougie.
They're like, I'm talking about the top tier, like crazy, like, you know, like, I'm like, it's something I've never seen before, because with those type of women in LA, like, they're really like
In the club, stacked.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, damn, like, why you so like,
Yeah.
why you so tense?
You
up? Like,
don't want people next to you. You should have
yeah,
stayed home.
they're dancing, they're having a good time. Like, oh, this is what it's about. Like, this what I like to see. I want to come here and have fun, because the more you have fun, the more you're gonna spend more money on the bottles. The more, you know what I'm saying? It's just about just having fun, bro. Like, life is about having fun, because like, we only have one life. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't guaranteed.
We gotta live it. So
don't know when it's ending.
that's just my like my motto, and like just how I live about my life. I just, every day is a new day. I'm blessed to even wake up
100%.
and do the things that I love to do. So it's just more about like frequency and just having a good time. Like, that's it. You know?
And that's what it's gonna always be about.
Yeah,
dog.
100%.
But look, before we get up out of here, I always
Okay.
play a game called This or That.
This or
So
that.
I'm gonna give
Alright,
you
let's get straight
two
to it.
options. You
Okay.
feel me? It's gonna be a little music and a little bit holiday season. You
Okay.
dig?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Drake and Future or Drake and 21 Savage?
Yeah,
Yeah, got you thinking early.
that's crazy. Drake and Future or Drake and 21 Savage?
I know which one I'm gonna take.
Yeah, I think Drake and 21.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, the last album they dropped was pretty fire though.
Okay.
It was different. I mean, Drake and Future is cool too. It's more hype. I feel like Drake 21, like 21's flow is different, and
Facts.
Drake's flow is different.
Okay.
Drake and Future too, but I just like their dynamic as far as like how they come together. Like, even with the last album they dropped, Her Loss, like all the songs, like, you know, you my treasure, like it just is different. Like it's a different flow. You know, Drake is more melody and all that stuff. He could also do the trap shit. I feel like Drake and Future together is just too much energy.
Too much
like
of two
trap.
different sides.
Yeah. It's like kind of like Drake could do that too. And Future could just up it, but I feel like Drake and 21, it's like, okay, Drake does that soft shit, and then 21 comes with that hard shit.
That hard shit.
You feel me?
I respect that.
Yeah.
R&B night or hip hop night?
R&B all the way.
I knew he was a good man.
Yeah, R&B
he was a good man.
R&B all the way, man.
DJ in a day party or nightclub?
Day party.
I think day parties is really where it's at, for
day
real.
Party. Day party is fire. Day party is just cool because like you can do day or night, but I'm saying day party just gets you in a different feeling because you day drunk, it's lit. Then it's like more things to do after the party. You know what I'm saying? You're like, you know, you go to brunch, then you hit the day party, then you like you got the day party.
The options is there, dog.
There's so many options. Everybody already ready to go. Yeah, day party for sure.
Oh, that's funny.
But it's crazy because LA don't even have it. We have 1 day party, bro. Like that's it. And there's no venues that have like an open ceiling for us to have a day party. Like that's not even cool. But we need to figure a solution.
I think what makes a day party is the venue.
The
Even
venue.
though the vibes,
Yeah.
you don't want to have a day party at a nightclub
Yeah,
because
it's not the same.
contradicting. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not the same. I want to be able to see outside.
You want to see the
catch
sun.
that.
You know, you
Yeah.
drink your mimosas or
For
your
sure.
Yeah, it's just a different feeling. Especially when the sun is out and it's hitting you, and then it turned dark. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like
It's a whole transition.
Yeah, it's a whole transition for
Man.
sure. 100%.
Passenger or driver?
Driver.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
shit,
should take the lead.
I'm trying to be right there in the front seat, but honestly, to an extent, because when it's time to go,
Yeah.
brother, be ready to go.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta take control. I'm out.
Real nigga.
You see how that comes in.
Yeah. Yo, there we have it, man.
Yo.
Another episode of Talks with Gundie. Let them know where they can find you.
Yo,
everything. Right
DJ
there.
Swanzy, you know what I'm saying? Look, you find me on Instagram at Swanzy Music, Twitter on DJ Swanzy, all platforms DJ Swanzy, just Instagram Swanzy Music. Follow me on iTunes, Spotify, DJ Swanzy. Check out the new single. More on the way, man. Next year's about to be crazy. 2023. Be on the lookout, man. Shout out to my brother right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And there we have it, y'all. Another one. We out of here.
Another one.